Hi everybody, it's Linda. I am back with a flip through of two little cutie journals that are now listed in my Etsy shop, Joyful Makes and Finds. And they are similar but different, so we'll go through each one. They are the little cutie style that I make, which is made from a paper bag that I cover with fabric and paper, and they are about 6 inches tall by about 4.5 inches wide, and they have 30 pages, which is about 62 sides-ish. And I did a little different closure on these. I used this beautiful sari silk as a wrap and this wonderful vintage button. It's an upholstery button, and I attached it this way. So it just wraps around once or twice and then circles around the button. I might have said this already, but this is a Cathe Holden fabric. Very, very pretty. One of my favorites. And let's take a look inside. I made a video, my very last video was a Your Creative Studio unboxing, and I used a lot of those products that I unboxed when I made my ephemera and even some of the pages in these journals. So if you're interested in some of what you're seeing, you can look back at that last video that I made, and I will list it in the description box under this video. I also used some scrapbooking paper, some Tim Holtz elements. There's a little pocket here with a little library card. In this, I used some rub-ons from the Your Creative Studio kit. I fashioned a vintage lace pocket here. There's also a pocket and a handmade tag. My sister made this. She makes ephemera for me sometimes. Really, really pretty. Some avocado dyed paper. This is some paper from the Your Creative Studio box. It's just a beautiful wildflower botanical, which is the theme of this. The theme of this journal is really just a neutral nature botanical journal that you could use any time of the year. I made a little card here out of a Rolodex card that I did a little collage and stenciling on with some Your Creative Studio elements, and made a little vellum pocket. Some coffee dyed paper, some vellum, beautiful printed vellum from the Your Creative Studio subscription box, some vintage ledger, a pocket with a botanical wildflower tag, and I did a little collage here with a little floral wooden button on the corner, some very vintage music paper, some dyed graph paper. This is a fabric flip using a piece of the Cathe Holden fabric and a little bulb pin that says Made with Love. This is a doily that I incorporated sewed into the signature and folded and created a pocket. And then I just made this little journaling card out of a piece of painted handmade paper. And this little bird right here is from a Louise Heinzel digital. I think it's called Artful Birds, something like that. I will credit this digital in the description box, because you're going to see a little bit more of that digital in these journals. Some children's ledger. Here's a piece of scrapbook paper that I embossed. And this is Louise Heinzel's digital that I used as the center because I absolutely love this bird. I love this digital. It's just gorgeous. It's a little pocket made from a book page, and inside is a tag with that beautiful Louise Heinzel bird image on there, and a fabric topper. This is one of the rubber stamps from the Your Creative Studio unboxing, and I did say that I would show you the stamped images when I did that unboxing video. The other side of the doily pocket, and I just created a little journal card out of some Tim Holtz elements on a coffee dyed index card for journaling. More paper from the Your Creative Studio box. And this pocket here, I made a little vintage style ticket with the bird from Louise Heinzel's Digital. This is a two-way pocket, and I thought I'd put just a little fun vintage coin holder in there. These make great elements. They make great hidden paper clips. They make cute little tiny belly bands. There's a lot you can do with these in your journals, and they're just fun. This is a little page decoration that I made using a Liberty of London fabric ruffle and a vintage shell button and some brown paper sewn ruffle. Here's another Botanical floral tag, and this is from a digital, and I will credit this digital in the description box. And then made a little collage on the corner of the pocket there. There's a lot of room for journaling, tried not to over decorate, so there was still quite a lot you could do. These journals, this little cutie size that have 30 pages and like about 62 sides, are perfect for a month of journaling. So you could do your junk journal January, February, March. You could use it for a season. You could use it for a vacation. They make wonderful gift journals. So I really have found this size journal to be a very popular one in my shop. This is a fun little envelope that right now is empty, but tucked inside of it is this piece of flower paper. So it's embedded with wildflower seeds, so you can plant this entire tag under just a little bit of soil and water it, and wildflowers will grow. So I thought that was a fun little element to add to a botanical journal. And I made this on camera in the unboxing video. And I left it separate, left it floating so that you could incorporate it into this journal or any other journal that you may want to. The back was so pretty, I didn't want to adhere it. But it is an envelope, and I added this. I didn't do this on camera, but I added this beautiful little cluster that my sister made for me onto this vellum envelope, and I just placed a blank tag in there for you to do your own journaling or decorating. And it just kind of clips onto this last page. And then the very last page of the journal, this has a little letter from me in this little tiny envelope, and some plantation mint Bigelow tea for you to enjoy while you do your journaling. And then in the very last back cover, there is the open pocket because this was a paper bag. And then this is the back of the fabric. It will come with an envelope full of offcuts and items that you can use to further embellish or decorate this journal or another. And this is journal number 1 as they're listed in my shop, and you'll recognize it because it has a black and tan button, where the journal number 2 has the orange button. If you get confused as to which is journal number 1 and journal number 2, that'll help you remember. And so as I said, this is very similar, but also a little different. So let's get inside of this. This is exactly the same with the library card and the lace pocket. Has a similar yet a little bit different handmade tag. Again, made by my sweet sister, and her shop is South City Hues, and she has a few digitals and some journaling items and handmade cards and such, and the link to her Etsy shop is also in the description box. Avocado dyed paper. This is different. This is a paper bag envelope, and it has the collaged Rolodex card. And it's also a tuck. I just tucked behind it a Project Life card. But you could tuck any kind of journaling or ephemera behind there. This is also the same, the Liberty of London fabric ruffle, accented with the vintage shell button. This doily pocket has a vintage recipe card in it, which is different than in the other journal. This is also a different tuck, and it has a journal card that I made using a collage of Tim Holtz items and other collage things, and it's on a coffee dyed index card. And then this I created with just some odds and ends and scraps, and this is from the Your Creative Studio. So just a little different. This pocket is a sideways vellum pocket, and I put this little tag on here. And some beautiful hand-dyed sari silk topper. So this is different than in the other journal as well. The same embossed card. This has a little lifting collage hidden journaling spot. It's a collage of papers that lifts up for hidden journaling. The center of the signature, and I don't think I pointed out, each of the signatures has a selection of pretty matching seed beads, this little carved rose bead, and they each have a little bronze bird. I thought looked pretty with the colors and the theme of the journals. I did some stenciling with the stencils from the Your Creative Studio kit. And this is a pocket here that has the Louise Heinzel digital bird image on this tag, and a little handmade tag that I made using the rub-on from the kit. This is also part of Louise Heinzel's bird kit. And this is the Cathe Holden fabric flip fabric with the little Made with Love bulb pin. Little pocket here made from a vintage book page with some lace and music paper. And this is the handmade painted paper that I made into a journal card for this journal, and added a little decorative wooden painted button. Did a little stenciling on the background of that page. The doily here has a digital tag here. I'll credit this in the description box with a Liberty of London fabric topper. The same little envelope with the plantable flower paper tag inside. And this has a little very, very vintage tatting for a topper. Really sweet little tatting. I thought it just really matched the colors nicely. Okay, and then this page is a little different. It is a glassine bag with a front pocket that I created this little vintage style ticket with some Tim Holtz and rub-ons on this music paper background. And this is just a really pretty snippet. There's a similar one in the other journal, and then a couple of a blank tag and some pretty paper that I thought coordinated and was very pretty in here. And then this last page has the letter from me in this little tiny envelope and some Bigelow green tea with mint. It's just a little something to enjoy while you're journaling. And it has the back pocket, which is, of course, the opening of the paper bag. And this is the back of the fabric on this journal, number 2. Has the same style closure. Wraps around the button. So these are currently in my Etsy shop. And I am now working on 2 little Tim Holtz journal folios, and those should be ready soon. I'll be doing a flip through of those, and I'm also in the midst of doing some photography and putting a bunch of new items, vintage items and journaling supplies into my shop as well. So thank you for taking a few minutes to watch this video. If you are not a subscriber, I would love if you would join my little growing channel and leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know just what your thoughts are on these journals or what you would like to see in the future. Just anything, just say hello. It helps a lot, and I just love to hear from you. So I appreciate you taking time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.